Don't touch me, 5. Don't touch me. Don't fucking touch me. Come on. All right. I'm Juwan Howard. Ah! Jesus. We are so bad at this.
How have we done this for like 3 years now?
Dude, like 4 or 5. We did. I remember doing this in like the 2017 under your channel, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
It
started out
of this garbage.
Yeah, we started out on the channel, and then one day I accidentally streamed. Well,
I didn't accidentally. You did it deliberately. I mean, I think
I was streaming a basketball game. Yeah, it was like a Wizards game. And then we got shut down. Yeah, something. And then I couldn't stream for 3 months on the main channel. And so we started this one, and then the day that it got monetized, we got streaming back on the other channel.
Right. Yeah.
But hey, we have 18,000 subs on this second channel. It's been a successful endeavor, for sure.
Yeah, a disastrous successful endeavor. So
I put in my eye drops. All right, Aaron Rodgers last night, while everyone was sleeping, puts on his Instagram. That's what we old people call it, the Instagram. He puts on his Instagram that he puts all these thankful, like grateful posts. He posts a picture of Devontae Adams and who's the other receiver?
Probably MVS.
Yeah, MVS, and then he was missing in between. He was saying thank you. He even said like nice things about Shailene Woodley. Like it seemed very, it seemed like a goodbye of some kind.
Oh yeah, it felt like retirement.
And so everyone wakes up and they see this, right? Packers fans are panicking. They're like, "What? Oh no! What's Aaron doing? Is he leaving? Is he staying? Is he retiring? What's going on?" And then it's announced almost immediately that he's showing up on the Pat McAfee show at 1:00, and everyone's
13,000 people on that stream, dude. Pat McAfee put up numbers.
Yeah, he had 100,000 people just waiting for.
Yeah, 100. Oh yeah, I forgot. Not 13, 100, like 30,000 people.
130,000.
Yeah, he could have filled up and overflowed Beaver Stadium.
Yeah, Beaver Stadium. And so everyone's freaking out. Tom Grossi's, getting ready. And of course, typical Aaron Rodgers, right? 100% stupid. Oh, you guys want to read my palm? Oh, look at that. Oh, there's a.
It says you're a. Yeah, it says you're a bitch and you need to get a real job.
Is that a pube right there?
It was a pube. I mean, it's your jack in hand, so it better be.
I don't have those, though, because I use Manscaped. See, back there? Manscaped products. Anyways, so Aaron Rodgers shows up at 1:00 and does what he always does. He says absolutely nothing, right? He says that he was on some juice cleanse or some shit for 10 days and he's just letting his head clear. And
it's more like he's making his bowels clear.
Yeah. He was so he said, so the program that he said he was on, he said he has to get enemas. He also has like controlled vomiting, and then like other stuff, like they just eat nothing but kale or something. I don't know what the hell he was doing. He says after he goes through another one of those, he'll decide what to do on his future. So of course he just says nothing. Typical Aaron Rodgers.
It's going to be a year of just endless tension and drama. It's going to be a fun year for the rest of us to watch.
It's going to be a great off season, boys. Let's get those clicks.
I had popcorn ready to pop. I was about to salt that baby. I was about to butter it up with all the Packer fan tears, and it didn't happen. So,
no, it didn't. I put out a tweet about 5 minutes before he went on, and I said, prediction, Aaron Rodgers effectively says nothing on the Pat McAfee show today, and I was 110% right. I even got a they already knew, which I requested, and he retweeted it out to all of his followers. So that's how it worked. It's typical. This is what you'll expect all off season from Aaron.
Mm-hmm.
So there's also the USFL draft that's happening right now, right before we get to the super chats, let's talk about that. First overall pick was Shea Patterson out of Michigan, former
Shea Patterson.
Michigan.
Former Michigan Wolverine quarterback.
Yes. And then hometown boy, the Michigan Panthers took him. And he'll be starring there. Really a lot of no names here, obviously. You know, if you're not good for
NFL free agents, dude, you're not going to get the best of the best.
Jordan Teamu from Ole Miss. I'm really surprised that
St. Louis Battlehawks, baby.
Yeah, has he not gotten a cup of coffee in?
He's gotten a couple jobs somewhere, but like he hadn't started anywhere. I don't think he had like a couple like free agency contracts, a couple stints on the practice squad. But it's surprising because his backup was Taylor Heineke, so Heineke ended up getting the shot, not Teamu.
Yeah, he's been a taxi squad member on an NFL team since 2019, but obviously that's not, it's not good enough for a pension. I mean, it's a lot of hard work for not much money as well. So he hasn't never.
Walker ended up getting a few like stints, so he'll probably get a pension.
Yeah, he's never taken a snap in the NFL. The other guy that's taken a couple snaps in the NFL is Kyle Lauletta, who looked really good one preseason, and the Giants were like, "Oh, this is the guy that's going to take over for Eli Manning," and then he drove his car recklessly and got arrested, and then and was disorderly amongst the cops. Yeah, that was a nice little saga for Kyle Lauletta, and now he's what a member is he of? What team? He is a Pittsburgh Mauler. He's your guy now, Pittsburgh Mauler. We got to pick a team.
Here in the games are.
All right, Robot.
You could have made up some of these names like Carlo Kemp, Chris Odom,
Kyle
Freedom Akinmoladun. I'm sorry.
These are all creative players.
Yeah, Adewale Adeoye. I mean,
I heard of Chris Odom. Bryson Young. Must be
Michael Scott from The Office got picked by the Tampa Bay Bandits in the 3rd round.
Oh, nice. Makai Brown
from Oklahoma State. Yep, Makai Brown. And not Makai Wilson, unfortunately.
Not Makai Becton either. So,
Gus Cumberlander.
Those guys are playing. Aaron Goodell? Is that the son of Roger Goodell? I saw Ahmad Gooden.
Maybe his lost son.
Sorry. I saw it said Ahmad Gooden, not Aaron Goodell. Misread that. All right.
You missed
Let's get to some super chats. We'll let that fester. This is a good one to start. Ryan Irwin, thoughts on the Juwan Howard fight? Also, there was another botched national anthem on the NBA All-Star game, and I finally pray to our fellow friends in Canada as their government is going full tyrant. Yeah, I mean, there's different opinions there. I don't really need to get into what's happening in Canada.
When you say like limited restriction, it's not going to be limited. But speaking of limited restrictions, Juwan Howard.
Yeah, Juwan Howard punches. So what happened was Wisconsin goes out and beats Michigan. They're obviously conference rivals. And then the coach, I forget his name, Brack or whatever,
tried to like shake his hand and he wouldn't actually.
No. So he called a timeout before the game.
He called a couple timeouts, but I think Michigan went full court press with 15 seconds left.
So like it was just petty bullshit. And then Juwan Howard goes and gets in the guy's face, and the dude is like a midget. He's like 4. He's not
like
tall.
5'6".
Remember, Juwan Howard's like 6'9".
Yeah, he's like 6'9", 6'10". Like he was a power forward.
He's huge. And they get into it, and the other dude's like, fuck you, because, he's holding his ground. And then a skirmish involves, and then Juwan Howard hits an assistant coach in the face.
And that escalates into a full-on brawl.
With an open hand slap. And no matter what you do, you look at the tape, and there's no way about it. It's not like he meant to shove him. It's a slap. The only non-negative is that it wasn't a closed fist. So he slaps him, and then he gets a 5-game suspension. Now, I think that's pretty hypocritical of the NCAA because they pretty much have a zero tolerance policy for players fighting.
I think didn't Michigan suspend him for the season though? I think the school can suspend
regular season.
Yeah.
So he might be able to coach in the tourney. But that's just a bad look by Juwan Howard. Like he let it. Hopefully he learns from this, but he let his emotions get the better of him. Sorry, but I have thoughts, but it just kind of seemed like a light punishment when they punished the players so heavily.
Well, the players are the coaches are the highest paid like representatives of men's college basketball. So
right,
of course they should support the coaches instead of the players.
Yeah, they should be held to a higher standard though. You're the fucking coach, man. Like you should be you should be held to a higher standard. But I thought,
well, I mean, you're representing.
I'm not calling for right. I'm not calling for him to be fired. No, I mean, dude, if I've ever met one of the people I played in NHL online or any of the people I played in Madden, I would probably punch them in the face. Like,
oh yeah, I mean, they act like bitches,
right? Like people play like. I remember there was one guy. I forget his name in NHL. What he would do is he would score in the first, like he was good. So he would score in like the first period. Then he would get the puck and run around and make you chase him. Like, because like he would give the puck to his fastest player and just sprint around the rink until you couldn't catch him. Like he was such a bitch. And then he would score again. And then he would give you no opportunity to even get the puck back. He was like a bitch, dude. Like if that guy was in front of me, I would probably kick his ass. He was probably 12, but I'd probably kick.
Well, I mean, 12-year-olds do deserve to get their asses kicked. Come on,
they do. It's like why
to be our asses kicked when you're 12. I mean, that's just how you are when you're 12.
Yeah, we're talking about beating up kids on the dumpster fire. No wonder we haven't blown up like Pat McAfee.
Well, I mean, we're also not Pat McAfee. We're also not former pro NFL players that have a proper like production or a cast around us or anything like
or
that.
A stage. Where's Pat McAfee?
Well, we're also not Parsons. What? He's in Indianapolis, I think.
Yeah, but where is he from? That accent.
He's Eastern Pittsburgh.
Eastern Pittsburgh, huh? So he's a Yinzer, huh?
He's by Monroeville. Yep.
Yeah. He is from. He's an old school Yinzer. He lives it too with the tank top and all that. Gosh, we would love to be fucking Pat McAfee. Okay, guys, live the life.
He probably has his
problems, Mr. E. Aaron Rodgers is sitting in his chair, flipping TV channels, and saying to himself, "No decision will be made today," as he drinks his free medium Pepsi. No, he drinks his Athletic Greens, and he cleans out his entire. That's what it was. It was like a commercial for him for whatever his program, his high
the AR-12 program.
Yes, the AR-12. Fucking bullshit.
And instead of like stretching, it involves just shitting your brains out and vomiting in regularity. So
vomiting is never good for you. There's no clinical evidence that regurgitating stomach acid. So your esophagus, your
esophagus gets fucked. It fucks your enamel. It fucks your throat. Like it's stomach acid is not good when it goes back up.
It's hydrochloric acid or whatever high level of acid is in your stomach. You do not want to vomit that up. Anybody telling you to vomit up, I don't care if you're a critical thinker, you're fucking stupid. Okay. What he should do is functional medicine. Okay. You have to heal the gut. Resveratrol, baby. Functional medicine actually has some science behind it. Anyways. Don't go drinking rubbing alcohol and saying that you're on a cleanse. Fuck you. Tucker White 94. This current lockout got me thinking how pretty much fuck about all the 1994 MLB player strike and the 2004 lost season. See, we were talking about this in the green room. Like, what do the owners want? Like, the players are already getting bent over. Like, the owners just want to fuck them more.
Well, it's not even that. There's also a lot of stuff going on with their perspective. They lost like billions of dollars in 2020. They want a harder salary cap instead of a 20% luxury tax threshold. They want 50. They want they want to keep salaries depressed, especially for younger players, because the big thing for the players has been make it like instead of like 3-year arbitration, it'll be 2-year arbitration. So the Super 2 in general, either there's more to Super 2 or they get eliminated. I think baseball wanted to just get rid of Super 2 and just make it 3 years across the board.
Yeah, see, the salary cap, the idea of competitive balance is an absolute fallacy. Like, you look at leagues that have salary caps and floors in place, like, say, the NBA, the Kings still suck ass. Okay.
Well, it's because the Kings' ownership is garbage and always
Right.
has been.
Or you look at the NHL, there's poverty franchises in a league that has a salary cap. So that argument is kind of blown up. The NFL does it the best because every franchise is rich. So they're able, like, they're all printing money. So there is more competitive balance, right? But these other leagues that have supposedly
even then,
floors and caps, right? Like that idea is just, competitive. It's bullshit. It's just open air collusion is what the salary cap is. And I guess that's a fair point that the MLB.
I mean, the problem is what happens if you don't have a salary cap, though. What happens is that the rich just get richer. They throw money around and they buy championships. And
well, then you have the Yankees of the freaking late or early 2000s where they just buy. Yeah, it's a symbol
in the early 90s.
Yeah. That was awful for time for baseball. I get it. I mean, it does make it so more competitive. You had the Royals win a World Series. You had the Rangers make a couple World Series. You had the Cardinals are always going to be competitive. But to me, it's like, what else do the owners want? Like, the owners are just trying to pound on the players. And
well, they feel that the MLBPA has way too much power. And to be fair, they're the most powerful players union in North America. I mean, besides the National Basketball Players Association.
I mean, the NBA has won the NBA players have won the last couple of negotiations, but they took a couple L's. Yeah, they took some L's in the early 2000s. But like, if there's money around your sport, everyone's gonna profit. I think the players' best argument is to take care of the minor leaguers because they're getting fucked. Right.
And the problem is they're not. Nobody cares. I feel like the main players, most of the stars got big signing bonuses, so they didn't have to worry about any of that shit.
Yeah, and they're still the minor league players are still going to end up being fucked. That's a whole PR thing. They need to get
the cut like minimums. I mean, they finally ended that, but still.
But service time manipulation that needs to go away, but these aren't big enough trade-offs for the fucking universal DH, sure, but these aren't big enough trade-offs for the players union to be like, fine, we'll sign off on a 50% salary, like a hard cap. I
the only things they've agreed on are universal DH and some semblance of a draft lottery. Like, those are the only things.
Yeah, it's gotten ridiculous. I hope that if they worked out and played in the 2020 season, I think that they will get this done, but at the same time, it's like
they're too far off on a lot of aspects. Like, they will not budge on, competitive balance tax. That's a non-starter. Super 2 is a non-starter. Like, for players, like, anything not involving competitive balance is a non-starter. So, I mean, I don't know how this gets done unless they like bend on a lot of different issues. Because, like, Tuesday, they said it was mostly just, like, bickering and smaller talk. And your main representative of the owners is one of the cheapest bastards in baseball in Dick Monfort. So, I don't know. I think he has the interest of keeping his pockets tidy in mind because he lost a lot of money in 2020.
How do you negotiate in that position where if the owners say, this is the only thing that we'll accept, then how is that a fair negotiation? If everyone's not in the room together, then what is that? That doesn't sound like a real, like, you can't get anything done. It's just going to become a shouting match. It's like, oh, well, the players want this. It's more about, no, this is what we're going to do.
Most of the time, they're just talking amongst each other. Like, they only meet up for like 30 to 60 minutes and then just go over their offers and be like, okay. I mean, the players are going to counter their offer tomorrow. And I don't know.
Fuck you. Like, is this going to be their counter offer? Like,
probably. I mean, if once Friday comes and if there's no deal, I don't know if they meet again for a while.
See, I just don't get it. Like, I think the players would probably play under the existing agreement if that's what it came down to.
If you technically could, the players, you could
I think that
negotiating a CBA.
I think if the owners just came back and said and just reprinted out the current agreement and just put a new date on it, I think the players would accept it. But they don't want to. They want to gouge
issues there. There were accusations of collusion back then too, and I think like the rank and file players get raw dogged in that regard. Same as
Well,
the
you
minor.
can't have it both ways. If you're going to accuse collusion, then don't bitch when you don't allow a salary cap, like a hard cap, because they're just going to do it anyway.
They're not going to do a hard cap, though.
I'm just
It's
saying,
gonna-
like, it just
salaries
the
of the big
players are a
players.
little hypocritical too.
Well, they're both in the wrong, but the problem is neither side's going to see it like the other side's way.
No. Just fucking play baseball. I don't care. Like, I
They're
get
not
paid
gonna play baseball
top
if they don't
shit.
have the right deal, dude.
Right. I just care. I like mommy and daddy are fighting. Work it out, have makeup sex, and get on with your lives. That guy you don't know. Tree, name your.
You know that.
What's that, Robot?
Sorry. It's not makeup sex. It's a depressing hand job. You know that.
Oh, yeah, that's what it'll be. You know about those. That guy you don't know. Tree, name your top 5 hated owners of all sports. Ooh.
Well, to be quite frank, I think you know a thing or two about depressing hand job, considering you've been in a marriage for what, 15, 20 years?
Yeah, well, most of those are done by me. Anyways.
Exactly.
Top 5 hated owners.
Ooh. Are we talking all time or are we talking now? Because now, I mean, you probably throw in any particular order, probably Snyder, Kroenke, let's see, Snyder, Kroenke, Harold Ballard,
Melnick,
Hugh Culverhouse. I would go
Bill Wirtz.
Yeah, Dollar Bill, he'd be there.
The Wilbons were pretty bad.
Wilpons were bad.
Donald
Sterling. Donald Sterling
is a great.
He's an awful owner.
That's a great one, Manuel. Who was awful?
Ted Stepien.
Oh.
You familiar with the Stepien rule, where you can't trade first-round picks in consecutive years? That's why, because Stepien kept trading his first-round picks for mediocre garbage.
Marge Schott was awful.
Marge Schott would be an interesting video to do. Her and Hugh Culverhouse are two I want to do this year.
I hope that she is burning in her coffin. She
was like Harold Ballard with a vagina. That's who she was.
Fucking racist.
$1 million N-bombs.
Yep.
Hitler had good ideas.
Hitler had good ideas. Yeah, he made the trains run on time, but then he just lost it.
He had too far. He went too far.
Yeah. Then he just took it too far. Yeah, that sounds like that's like actual racism. Like, like being a Republican, like people are
actually incredibly bold because if you think about it, the league's commissioner at the time was Jewish. So,
yeah.
March.
Yeah. Like, people have misconstrued today as Republican as being racist. No, that's just not being a Democrat. Okay, let's get that clear. But Marge Schott was an absolute racist.
Yeah, she was 1920s racism. Like, that was her style.
And she should have been fucking put to death. All right. I don't even care about saying that.
Put to death by being forced to sell a team and being suspended for 3 years.
Who owns the Reds now? Is it
forget his name. Castellini? No, that's the executive. Bob Castellini, I want to say.
Cincinnati Reds.
I should know this. I've heard the name before.
I know. I've done I should know every mascot. I should know every NFL owner. I should know everybody, but I just learn it. And then
while you're looking up, I'll do Tucker White 94. 5 years in YouTube plateaued where you started. No, Tucker. We went down from where we started. Don't say we plateaued, because that would imply we've actually maintained some sort of dignity and form. That has not happened.
You're right. It's Bob Castellini. Great, good poll.
I thought he was an exec. So
no, Carl Lidner owned it, and then Bob Castellini bought it in 2006, and they've sucked ever since.
Well, they had like 1 or 2 years where they were okay, and then they lost the wild card.
Yeah. Don't feed Phil. We do a little trolling. Aaron Rodgers. This is why us Packer fans love this man. Well, you're not gonna love him when
I don't think Packer fans really love that guy. I don't think they do. I think they're frustrated because he's just dragging shit out and he doesn't win. When it matters.
Well, he's only got 1 Super Bowl, and that's just not enough if you're a Packers fan. Golly. Do they not remember how bad they were before Brett Favre came?
Well, don't worry. They're going back to it. Well, we'll go back to the early 80s, and it'll be hilarious to see. They were a clown show back then.
Yep.
That'd be another video to do, just how bad they were. Like, they were a lockout.
Brett Favre only
like
won
first
one.
round picks say, fuck it, I'm going to the CFL. Like, they had just total dysfunction.
Yeah.
I forget his name. He was a defensive end for Penn State. I'm going to look this up.
You're trying to remember who it is? I'll read the next one. As a Vikings fans watching Packers fans get tortured by this Aaron Rodgers news. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
Let's see here.
Irvin Alvarado. Congrats to Austin Cindric and 2 back-to-back victory lane, giving Roger Penske his birthday gift. Also, new cars can flip. Harrison Burton gets the honor. And then Matt Snyder was okay after his flip. Is it Myatt Snyder or Matt Snyder? How do you pronounce that? Miat? Someone in the chat phonetically spell out how I say Miat Snyder. I think it's just
figured
Matt.
out the guy's name. It's Bruce Clark.
He
defensive
left
end, played for Penn State. Like, he never played for him. He went to the CFL and he signed the Saints in 1982. Like, he did a whole bait and switch.
Yeah, that's funny. They're saying his name is Myatt Snyder. How? So someone I saw on Twitter said that he was in Caucasian protocol after his wreck. They said his name is Myatt. I think he passed or whatever. Like, or he's definitely Caucasian. That's a new one. We're going to have to take you into Caucasian protocol. Have you received any unsolicited credit card offers in the mail? All right, do this test. Follow my hand.
How do you feel about mayonnaise?
Yes. Are you pro or against mayonnaise? All right. What other tests would they do in the Caucasian protocol?
What is your favorite wedding song? Do you do the Cupid Shuffle? Do you do the Jungle Dance? And do you do the 1-2 step?
Yeah. If you say electric slide, we're going to have to question you whether you're in the Caucasian protocol. By the way, the Daytona 500 was amazing. Bubba Wallace. Bubba Wallace would have won the Daytona 500.
He would have. I mean, no, everyone wouldn't have shut the fuck up about it. That's the only thing. Like, I don't mind Bubba Wallace as a driver, great super speedway guy, but if he had won the Daytona 500, you would have seen both sides just melt down.
Yeah, and positively, and then there's those old school NASCAR fans who need to shut the fuck up.
They would have melt down too.
Right. It's like, dude, it is 2022. Like, everyone should love Bubba Wallace, dude. Like, that dude he didn't put the noose in his he didn't even bring it to attention. Like, he wasn't even that. Like, the problem was,
it was just the perfect storm. It was just like one booth that he was randomly assigned to after he didn't want the Confederate flag around. After it was a completely perfect storm, and it was just that was the reason why that ended up happening.
Right. And yeah. And what's wrong with not wanting the Confederate flag around? Like, those guys they fought to continue to enslave black people. Like, how can you fly a Confederate flag? And
it's a Southern pride thing. I never got it.
I get the Southern pride
every once in a while in Pennsylvania, and it's like your fucking Union state. Why are you flying a Confederate flag?
Yeah, but how do you ignore that? Like, how do you just ignore that aspect of it? Like, and just be
You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised.
Fly your state flag. Anyways,
which is why certain generals fought for the Confederacy. It was about states' pride instead of the amalgamation that was the Confederacy.
Yeah, I'm not trying to get into a history lesson.
Oh,
what I need is you to fix your internet. That's what I need.
Yeah, it's getting shitty again. It goes all right. It's like it doesn't have endurance and it goes to shit. That's what
you might just need to reset the router again. That worked last time.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you do that and I'll just come back?
Okay, fine. You know what? You won't be a bitch. I'll be a bitch.
Reset the router and then I'll solo this shit.
Oh, asshole.
Let me interview your chair. So, no, you know what? I want to interview the little penis tree behind there. So, penis tree behind tree. You probably have to see that fucking Yinzer masturbate probably 3 or 4 times a day. What's it like seeing him just wail on himself every day. Well, see, it's very sad because immediately after he ejaculates, he starts to cry. And I feel so sorry for him because, he watches really, he says he's Caucasian, but there's certain sites that I've seen him visit that are pretty out there. And I'm sure he's on Reddit a lot. I don't really look in. I'm not here to judge. Being a statue and all that kind of looks like a penis. But as long as he doesn't reach for me and cram me, he left, and cram me into an orifice that I don't belong, then I'm fine with it. I guess it is what it is. Everyone should get hazard pay for their life, but that's fine. We do what we do. Anyways, I want to talk about some stuff here. I'll talk about Tree while he's not here. So every week we come here. I want to show you how technologically illiterate Tree is. So his laptop, first of all, he took a picture of his laptop because I tried to help him out. Like, I was like, hey, you can plug your Ethernet cable. And he took a picture of his laptop. That thing was so dusty. Like, I'm like, dude, you use your laptop every day. And he just snapped one little picture, and it shows me it's his USB adapter for his cam link is jammed up against the thing. You know what? He's not here. I'll just show you the picture. All right, hold on. Because he's not here, and he'll never find out unless he goes back and watches the show, which would help the quality of it. Here it is. Hold on. I'll show you. It's not. Oh, there it is. All right. Y'all about to get an inside view.
Did you finally finish up with my interview of my great chair?
No, I'm showing them the picture of your laptop that you sent me where you can't plug in the Ethernet cable.
Exactly.
Look at that right there.
You look at my Logitech cam link.
Look how dusty that laptop is. Like, it is so, like,
I cleaned it up.
Oh, after you sent me the picture.
Yeah, exactly.
What did you use to clean it up? A full-size broom?
No, actually, I used just Clorox wipes.
Okay. Yeah, your usual cleanup rag right there, a little stiff rag.
Yeah, I'm using Clorox wipes. Sure.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Clorox wipes are my cum rag. Yeah, sure.
Your internet is doing better though. It's back now. Am I right, chat? Chat. Did it not work? Did it not
work? For a little bit, and then it'll get bad again. You know.
Well, hopefully not before the end of the show. All right. Anyways,
you're a fucking asshole. That's all I'm gonna say.
All right, your little guy behind you there said you masturbate like 4 times a day. Like, I don't think so.
Underestimated him, buddy.
I think you're in your mid-30s. You're probably down to 1 a day. You're probably only -1 for the day.
-2.
-2. Yeah, I'm usually 3 under par. Yeah. Some days.
No, yeah, you have a 4 handicap. You're a 4 handicap.
Yeah, I'm 4 handicap. If I beat that, try to get it down. Remember when in high school, like, you stay home sick from school, you'd be like -12 for the day, and you'd be like, man.
Well, I mean, that's how you do it. It's like you do that weird stuff, and you find excuses to like go somewhere and just like, jack it off.
Yep. Now we're old. Like,
could you imagine being in high school and having Pornhub at your disposal?
Oh my gosh,
dude.
I had dial-up.
Because like back then, it's like you could try and download it like off like a LimeWire or Napster, but it was like Russian roulette. It's like you either got some like really messed up shit,
a virus,
or it was a virus, or it was illegal. Which I mean,
because I was the definition of Russian roulette, of file roulette.
Oh yeah.
You're like, it says like .mp4 or whatever. You open it up and it's just windows everywhere, and you're like, shit, that did not work. And you just unplug the fucking Ethernet cable, and you're like, shit, I'm at work. They know. All right, uncultured barbarian. I've been a Packers fan for over 4 decades, and I don't care about this Rodgers stuff. As I've told Tom, Do you want to know how I got these scars? Yeah.
I know how I got these scars.
Mm-hmm. That's the Heath Ledger joke, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What's his name? What's the Joker's name in the Joker? Or in Joker? Albert.
Forget his name.
Fuck.
I forget his name.
Damn it.
Because I've watched the movie. I forget.
Fleming. Arthur Fleming. Golly, what am I doing? I've watched that movie
people.
many times. That's one of the greatest movies ever.
Yeah, it's.
You read Terminal Sports. By the way, thank you, Terminal Sports.
Yep, definitely.
A supporter of our stream and Uche.
Absolutely. Aaron Rodgers is just doing what his old mentor Brett Favre did back in the day, going with a will she, won't she thing. Oh yeah, he learned from the best.
He did. Brett Favre didn't leave and go to the. I mean, Aaron Rodgers hasn't played for the Vikings yet, so.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows?
But Pounder 420. If Rodgers retires, the NFC North is going to be bleaker than the sights on an average street in LA. You mean there's going to be tents everywhere?
Oh my gosh, dude. So when you pull up, if you come from the south from LA and you up, like the first overpass you see is just a complete tarp city. Like it's bad, man. Like LA is definitely a it's like Hollywood, but an extension of Hollywood as a city. Like the veneer is great, but behind the scenes,
it's nothing but tents and just like it's apparently a mess.
Yeah,
I mean that's Cali in general. Like I remember, like 20 years ago when I was in San Fran, I was like shocked at how many homeless people there are. Apparently, it's significantly worse.
It's even worse, dude. I remember the last time I went to San Fran, some guy was just dancing naked in the middle of the street, just drinking a 40, like just whacked out on drugs, and I was like, "Yeah, that's San Francisco for you. Can we leave?" And we were like, "Yeah." And we left.
Mm-hmm.
So, pretty town though. San Francisco is beautiful if you're in the right place. You know, the Chinatown in San Francisco. Oh my god, best food ever. Holy shit! Nice. I was like, damn, it's like that in here.
I mean, you've got actual legitimate China over there, so
yeah. So I got like a huge like I just ordered a plate thinking it would be like a regular sample platter. It was like. It's like so big. I just rolled out of there and was like, oh my god. It was only like $20 or something. I was like,
nice.
These guys, everyone's spoiled here with this good food. What is it? Butt Pounder 420. Best name.
I got that one. Yep.
Oh, you said it?
Yep. Yes. The LA. Yep.
You read
Kyle Musk for 5. Rodgers to the Steelers after a second cleanse and a high colonic.
And then a trip off of ayahuasca. Like he's gonna go
kind of like that Simpsons episode where he's like wandering the desert, figuring out where the hell he was. You know, Salvador Dali's clocks are melting in the background, and it
just, yeah. Or like you watch Yellowstone, Casey Dutton is just tied to a tree, and the wolf has to come visit him, and it's just that's Aaron Rodgers. That's why he grew out the hair.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The wolf visiting him is named Shailene. Star Force 97. Are you doing tier maker streams for the USFL season?
No, it's off season. That's why Uch isn't here. We decided, for the off season up and as we get closer to the draft, we'll start streaming again. But man, it was a long season. We're talking 6 months working.
Yeah, you kind of get worn out for a bit,
right? And I'm sure Uche does not want to talk about hockey, which we're going to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
The Rangers are pretty good. The Penguins are good. It's like a collision course. Rangers, Penguins could be. If that happens, we're gonna have to stream the games.
Oh yeah, you know it, man.
If that happens,
to make sure it's synced at the same time too.
Yeah,
so we're not like one of us is behind the other.
Well, I'm gonna have to get a digital receiver if that happens and just watch it live. I need to do that anyways. I need to mount a TV up here so that I can just have live sports up there.
Yeah, my TV's behind me, but the problem is it's streamed, so it's like it's still behind, and like the connection's iffy because it's like not actually a cable box. It's like a streaming service from Xfinity, which I mean is unreliable, which means it kind of sucks.
Yeah. Streaming service for TV is kind of whack. Cable TV is way better, but it's cheaper. It's getting like not much cheaper than.
It's only dude, we're talking like it's like $65 a month for like certain services.
So
Hulu
Hulu
TV is nice, but I mean, like a problem is like everyone wants a piece of the pie now, which is why Disney Plus has their own package, which is why Discovery has their own package, Paramount has their own package, YouTube TV has their own thing.
Everyone has their own package.
Yeah, so it's like everyone
Yeah.
wanted a la carte, but the problem is everyone's doing like their own shit, and it's nothing like we can't actually
Yeah, it's
pick
hard
and
to
choose.
pick.
Like we have to pick and choose different like
Right.
services, and like you go through churn, which is a big issue.
Yeah, so I have Hulu for streaming, and then it's $70 a month, but ESPN Plus and Disney Plus are included. So it's like,
Oh, you
dude,
get ESPN.
ESPN Plus. I fuck ESPN, like their hot takes and bullshit, but ESPN Plus is worth every fucking penny.
Well, you probably get all the hockey from there.
Every
so.
NHL game is on ESPN Plus. Pretty much, like 99% of games are on ESPN Plus. So I've watched more Rangers hockey than I ever have. And before, in order to get that package from Yes Network or MSG Network, it would be like
Costs
$200 a season. So this is such a
Or
better
NHL
deal.
Center Ice would cost, and then you'd have region locks.
Right, and I get to watch the Sam Rosen broadcast. So like,
Oh, you actually get the main broadcast.
you get
so, like,
all the undercards for UFC. Like, I don't know how long they continue to offer this package, but for this year, it's worth every penny. Like ESPN Plus, like no bullshit, the best value for streaming in sports right now. And that hurts me to say that because I hate ESPN.
Nobody likes ESPN. Come on.
Patacat 116. Tree, you gonna do a revisiting the 2017 draft?
Yes, I am. I'm just gonna wait till a little further before the draft before I
NFL draft. Don't do
Pardon?
2013 or 2019. I'm doing both of those.
Oh, 2013 was a mess. Like I usually wait 5 years before I do mine. 2013 was a disaster class.
If you
I can
wanna-
see why
yeah.
you're doing that.
Yeah. So, what's his name? Will wrote a script for that for me already, and then we're doing the 2019 draft. Like he already wrote the 2019 draft because that one is like weird. It's such a weird draft, the 2019 draft. Even just
I'm
3
not going
years
to do
later.
2019 until like 2 years from now.
Yeah.
So you're
But the
safe.
2013 draft is the most talent poor, like unusual
It was a rough
QB
draft.
starved draft I've ever seen. I mean, there's good players in the 2013 draft. It's just none of them are quarterbacks. None. The Simpsons since 90. I finished my unofficial haters guide to the Olympic hockey tourney. You can find it on my Sirius YT channel, Red Harlan 40 Entertainment. Enjoy. Thank you.
Yeah, it's a shame about Olympic hockey. I probably would have done a couple vids if they actually brought the NHL players there, but the problem is now it's just like the players like either they don't have NHL contracts or most people don't know about.
So
I mean, they do have Eric Stahl. So
Finland beat Russia,
yeah, U.S. lost to Slovakia.
right,
So.
in the first time ever, and then Slovakia. So Canada didn't even make the medal round, right? Like they didn't.
Well,
Even,
the problem is European teams are actually more talented now.
well, that and we didn't have the NHL players,
So because like most of the European teams will have like, Russian, KHL, Finland, Sweden, Switzerland, Germany. Like you get all of those teams. So like the Canadian and US teams, most of their big players are in the NHL.
or in juniors,
so they're not getting the advantage.
or pros or whatever. I think they had a
Well,
lot
I
of
feel like
retired,
there's some junior players that do it, like
Yeah.
collegiate and juniors can like.
they had some
What?
retired players, like guys that aren't playing in the NHL right now.
Oh yeah, like Eric Stahl.
Yeah. Paris Hilton? What? Oh, you said Eric
Paris.
Stahl.
Yeah, Eric
They
Stahl.
should have put Camby Granado out there. She probably would have done better.
I don't know, man. Eric Stahl could probably still hang.
Yeah. MRX Gaming, the Winter Olympics is over. Bubba almost won the 500. Yeah, this close, man. A bump. I could not believe that was awesome. I thought Bubba won, but the checkered flag happened and then the wreck happened all at once. And I was like, oh, shit. Okay. All right, you keep reading. You read the super chats. You earn these super chats.
Whatever. I'll earn my super chats, buddy. Ghostbusters for $5. All fan push bad owner off cliff or force them to fight to the death, and winner will be put to death.
It says Tyler Stevens on mine. Who's Ghostbusters?
I don't know. It's he must have changed his name.
Oh, he changed his name during the stream. That's ballsy.
Maybe I see a T there, but it just says
Yeah.
Ghostbusters.
All right. He was like, "Oh shit, that's my real name."
Dozen for 2, Spanos. Fuck him. Nick Shannon for 5. If Columbus wins a cup in either 25, 26, or 27, the Seth Jones trade will be the main reason why. For those about to fleece, fire. I mean, dude, Chicago gave up a premium. I mean, they Adam
Seth
Boakfist.
Jones.
Yeah, I mean, Seth Jones has done better this year. But I don't know if I'd pay him $9.5 million for it.
Yeah, I want to see
like a $7.5, $8 million player, not $9.5.
I want to see what the Rangers do at the deadline. You know, they're in on defensemen. I don't think Giroux is going to come. I think they were looking at.
You don't need a forward.
Nah, they were looking at Giordano or.
I can see Giordano.
Yeah, but he's old, dude. Like
you need veteran influence back there.
Right. I'd prefer John Klingberg, but I don't think Dallas trades him. I don't think they get rid of him. But that would be a nice, like Klingberg and Trouba, that'd be a nice line. But you know, the Rangers have D depth, they just don't have any experience. Like Zach Jones is too young, and Schneider is playing great, but he's also a rookie. Like Keandre Miller is only in his second really full-time year.
Whatever you do not trade a first-round pick for Ben Sherratt. That's all I say.
Yeah, well, he just got injured, and I hope that it keeps him out of the trade. I do not want Sherratt at all.
Well, that's going to be a bad sign for Montreal because somebody would pay a first-round pick for him.
Yeah, someone. I just hope it's not the Rangers. Like, the Rangers just need to get Kakko back. They need Hedl to start playing. They don't really need to add forward depth. They're fine there. Dryden Hunt, is he great? No, but I mean, if Strome plays to his ability, they'll be fine. It's just the D line, the D core needs to be shored up. What are you laughing about?
Nothing. I'm seeing one next up by Aaron Flynn. Hey guys, first time chatter. I was wondering what you would say if you got control of each other's Twitter. So 5 gets trees and tree gets 5s.
It would just be me talking about all the food I love. Just feel like I'm gonna. You know what? I would get you canceled in like 10 minutes. I would just, type out.
So you'd say the N-word. That's pretty much what you'd say.
Yeah. But
here's what I do. It's like, man, it must be nice being in such an intimate setting with no real following.
All right, that's fine.
Sorry, I had to, man. Hey.
You can insult me. I insult. You know what? What's even?
You
funny?
shit on me all the time, dude. No, it's fair play.
Here's what's fucking hilarious. Chat, y'all about to fucking laugh your asses off. So on Instagram, someone wrote a comment that said that I bully you, like you're constantly fat shaming Tree and you need to stop. My wife read that comment and fucking chided me for it. She's like, "You bully Tree?" She's like, "You need to stop that. That's mean." I'm like, "Dude, it's just playful banter. Like, I don't mean it." And she's like, "No, that's not nice. You cannot bully Tree. He has feelings." And I'm like, I'm getting lectured.
Dude, I get all the time. I have no feelings.
Right,
years ago.
Right. I know. I think you do have feelings. It's just you're able to hide them because you've been bullied so much since you were like 10 years old.
Oh no, the poor bullying. Someone give me a small violin.
Right. That's why you're so mean in your videos, is because you used to get bullied by assholes like me. And then now you're just like, all right, I'll just fuck you. I'll fucking punch you in the face. And that's what would have happened if we were friends when we were kids. You'd punch me and beat me up, and then I'd be like, all right, I'll agree to stop bullying you. And then we'd be friends forever. But no, it's my wife said that I should stop bullying you. Which I found hilarious. I was like, that's going on stream. All right. Keep reading.
Right. And I now have ammo to use because your wife thinks so.
Right. You're gonna be like, "Oh, don't make me call your wife."
Oh yeah, don't worry, I'll find her. Golden Hybrid 3. I can't wait for this year's drafts when all optimism dies for the Giants to draft 2 wide receivers with their picks.
I swear to God.
You should.
I feel like this year though in the draft, like I'll have something to cheer for once. Like I don't think it's gonna be bad. You cannot fuck up 4, 5, and 7. 2 top 7 picks. Like, there's no way you can fuck that up.
Well, here's what's going to happen. You're going to trade up to the number 1 overall pick, and then you are going to select Desmond Ridder.
Nah, dude. Okay, if they trade 5 and 7 for 1 and take Evan Neal, fuck yeah.
Oh yeah, Evan Neal would be an interesting pick.
Yeah, but dude, I would take that all day. Evan Neal is as surefire, just a massive man that's going to be great. He's like Orlando Pace. Like you would make that trade.
Yep, and then you can roll Andrew Thomas to right tackle.
Right, and then you would have instantly 2/5 of a fucking beast line. And then maybe Nick Gates gets healthy, which I doubt. His career is probably over. But you've got that's a good start right there. If you have Neal and Thomas, actually, I panned the pick. He's not a bad player. He's getting better. If Eric fucking Flowers didn't suck ass, we'd actually have a good line. Or Eric Flowers is actually better now. But if he wasn't so
if you didn't sign Nate Solder and he didn't suck ass,
right. Anyways, keep reading.
All right. I'll keep reading then. Jesus. Red Rhino 49. Going to the NHL Stadium Series in Nashville. I'm in the nosebleed section, so I probably need some binoculars to see the puck.
It's got to be fun, though, right?
I was at one. I think I was at the Winter Classic like 10 years ago. It was a good experience. We lost, but it was a nice experience. It was interesting.
It's how far away is it, though? Like, it's super far, right?
I was like on the other side. It wasn't super far, I'd say. In comparison to the NHL, it's far, but like if you go by the sides, I don't know if there's like a really bad seat per se.
Are there monitors around? Can you watch like the game? Like,
well, they have it on the projector. They have it on like the broadcast screen.
The big screen.
Yeah, the big screen. Yes.
So you basically pay to go watch it on a big TV because like you're like, oh, it's happening there. Oh, it's happening there. It's happening there. It's happening there.
You get weird.
Yeah.
You're confused because you're used to watching the screens like, oh, I can actually watch it down here now? Shit.
So when you go to a UFC, they're usually broadcasting it around on the screens. And usually the thing about a UFC is like if you're too close, it's like frightening because you hear like people's jaws breaking. But if you're too far away, you can't like, I don't know. I don't mind ringside octagon side seats. Like I've been to a lot of MMA promotions where I sat ringside and like when they punch each other, it's fucking sweat just shoots off of their face and you're like, oh, these guys are getting fucked up.
Oh yeah, they get fucked pretty hard.
Yeah.
We'll keep going here. Don't feed Phil. Imagine supporting a flag that symbolizes treason against the country you live in.
I'll still never get it. I grew up in Alabama, so I saw it everywhere, and like I don't hate the people that do it, but I just don't get it.
I never understood it either. You and me both. Marco Monroe for 20 bones. You guys ever hear of 6-man football? High school's too small for an 11-man team to have them in their full contact. Rules are also different. QB can't run the ball. All players are eligible, and kicks are worth 1 more point.
So when I went to Branson on that field where they fixed the world's ugliest, it was 7-on-7. And when you were a big fun deal. Football, yeah, it looks weird. Like you're like, where are the rest of the team? But because they have so few players, like it's they obviously they have to go both ways, and it's they have an entire roster of like 25 people. Mm-hmm. But they're scoring like every play is a potential touchdown for sure. It's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, I definitely agree with that. It sounds like an interesting concept.
It's like 3-on-3 hockey, with it's more entertaining, more space out there.
Yep. Mr. Yes for 5. Any Pens players traded yet? If yes, who? If I know, that's okay. I haven't seen any trades yet. No.
Yeah. The Rammers line. So when are we giving the DF a soccer lesson? I know how to play soccer.
Yeah, I know basic formations about soccer. It's just like
I wouldn't say I have a Black Flags Matter knowledge of NASCAR. My knowledge of soccer. Like I don't have that level deep of soccer, but I played soccer growing up till I was like 12 years old. So I know offsides. I know how what a corner kick is. I know the corner. And we're gonna kick a corner kick. I know that you can't foul in that little penalty area or else it's a penalty. I know all that stuff. Okay. I do know how extra time works as well. I just joke about how it's stupid that you just don't know when it's actually going to go triple zeros. You're still waiting for the ref to blow the whistle when he decides that a play is not happening. That's just absurd to me. Okay. In America, we count down to 0. That's what we do.
Well, it's not American, you know. That's pretty weird. I mean,
when I played FIFA, I did 5 in the back because I'm a fucking bitch.
You are a bitch. 5 in the back.
5 in the back. That's right. 5, 4, 5, 3, 3, 1 or whatever. That's like I'm gonna play suffocating defense. Suffocating defense. I don't want anyone to score.
Mr. Yes, well, correction with no, probably for the Pens players traded.
Yes.
And then Madam K, hearing more and more about Aaron Rodgers' information feels like an unsolicited dick pic, unnecessary and violating. Yeah. Don't you feel great? It's like, I'm kind of drunk and this woman doesn't care about me. I should send her a picture of my penis. I never understood that either.
I don't get it either. Like, I mean, some people request it, but
but I mean, like at the same time, I don't feel like it's unsolicited. Yeah. I mean,
you send
there's a time and a place for that stuff. I feel like there's a place. It's called the bedroom. So
you send me unsolicited pics of your laptop, so and that of your dusty.
You solicited that, motherfucker. You solicited that.
I did solicit it. I did.
You asshole.
Apparently, you had to run a Dyson over it to get the dust off of it.
Mm-hmm. Sure. The Rammers line for 2,500 Costa Rican Colon. Our 2 anniversaries today. Do you believe in miracles? Yes. The 1980 Miracle on Ice. And the Leafs lost to a 42-year-old Zamboni driver who works for the team.
Yep.
Fantastic. David Ayers.
Today was 2-2-2, 2-2, 2-2. The only thing is it's 2022, not 2022, 22. Man, that we got to wait around for that, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Just 200 years from now, we'll be in it. David Ayers, he shut out. What was the final score on that game? It was like what, 5-2?
It was like 5-2, and they didn't shoot.
How, dude? He must have been pretty decent as a goalie.
They had a lead. I think he gave up like 1 or 2 goal, like a goal, I think, but
he did, but
really shoot, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, the Leafs played like a great. No, the who won the game? The
Hurricanes.
Hurricanes. They played a good game because they knew they're like, all right, just don't let them shoot on Ayers. And Ayers, if you just stay in between the pipes,
he 10 shots against and 2 goals against. I mean, that's not bad for 28 minutes of play. Like he played a while.
Yeah, for an emergency goalie, a guy that was playing in a beer league before, and the Zamboni driver, like he's just a rink rat. And that was great. It was great. Yes, and Tucker White followed that too with, I realized 2 years ago today, Steve Dangle Day. Yes, emergency goalie. When didn't Dangle have a meltdown?
Oh yeah, he had a meltdown last night too because they lost to the worst team in hockey, the Montreal Canadiens, 5-2.
God. Oh man, but you don't know. This could. I hope not, because
it's they're leading Columbus 2-1, and Columbus is playing like their 3rd string goalie right now. So, I mean, if they lose, it's probably another meltdown. But I mean, there's no excuse why Toronto shouldn't win this game. Although I said that yesterday, so
I'll say this: the Rangers. This has been a good season. They haven't lost to teams that they should not lose to. Knock on wood again. As long as they're healthy. Like even Ottawa gave them a tough go, but they're usually like. I mean, this is a good.
Well, it looks like Columbus just tied it up. As I said. Oh God,
you jinxed them. You said they should win this game.
Well, I said that yesterday too.
Yeah,
they're posting on high-end talent. Like they don't like. They look weird this year, but it's like,
Alex Moreno.
Oh, yeah, he got a haircut.
Has finally joined us. Looking good, Alex. It looks like a wig.
Actually, I have like four. I had like 30 seconds actually. I will say, check it out. I actually donated it. I donated it to Locks of Love the Monday after the Super Bowl.
Congrats, man. It's awesome. I see you're at work probably, but congrats to the Rams too. They won the Super Bowl, man.
I'm happy, man. Like I don't know. It took a while to sink in, and then I could just go dunk on all the Seahawks fans, like internet warriors I find on Reddit now.
Well, now you have a Super Bowl that you can be proud of. Now that they can't talk as much shit, you can just bring up Super Bowl 48.
I never realized how cold you feel without your hair, man. I feel like a sheep who's just been deprived of his coat.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what that's all about because my head is always cold. I'm bald as
Maybe
shit.
you're used to it. Yes, true.
Yeah, I just wake up and I don't even have to worry about combing my hair. But it looks good, man. It looks good. You can go now, but now you're not a true bass player. You're like Dave Grohl after he cut his hair.
No, like Metallica. I'm gonna go record Load like Metallica when they cut their hair.
Yeah. Well, thanks for stopping by. Hope work's going good. Enjoy your break,
guys. I need to get at better hours and stop by.
Don't worry about it. You'll come back. Say hi to Ken's for us.
Will do. You guys.
All right, congrats, Rams. Congrats. Their hair looks good. Looks good. Dodger of Zion says can't join tonight. No internet here because she's in South Kakalaka.
Mm-hmm.
The Flyers make me want to drink.
Oh, speaking of the Flyers, they're my next vid.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, they're a fucking mess. They are bad.
Mm-hmm.
I was about to do a bit on them 3 years ago too, and then what happened was Carter Hart went on his early rookie season form. They got back to form, and then I just figured I'd scrap it. I put the old VOs on the Patreon I never use, and I figure it's now they're so bad I don't know what to do. Time to do another vid on them.
I'm surprised that they're just not selling. I guess the trade deadline's a month away.
Smart, they'd sell, but the problem is the Flyers still think it's because of injuries why they're bad, and it's not the reason why. It's because they have no vision and they keep being over aggressive and don't actually have a plan on how to scheme their team. So they're just saying they're going to aggressively retool. And speaking of which, we got a fitty.
Whoa, Dan Young.
Thank you, sir. Great stream, guys. When baseball finally starts, looking forward to another successful meeting.
Worst case scenario, they do 80 games, right? Best case scenario, we start on time.
462. I mean, I don't see best case scenario though.
I don't see a best case scenario, but who knows? The only way I see that is if the players cave. That's it. I don't see the owners caving on anything. I don't see the player. I don't see the owners.
They're going to meet for a week and then they're going to be like, "Fuck it, we're taking a few weeks off."
Yeah, but I think once those checks don't start getting deposited, I think the players start to worry.
I feel like the players have enough of a safety bank to hold for a little bit.
The rich ones.
If the players were smart, they'd have been stockpiling money since the pandemic began.
They probably did.
But they're not smart, right?
And you have to consider too, the young players can probably just go back to the minors and just play because the minor leagues would still play in a lockout.
Indeed.
Yeah,
I can only imagine.
If you're not a member of the MLBPA, no, you can.
There's a gentleman who's on our server, on the Discord server for Tree, and he's got a big job because he's going to school for journalism and he's always doing baseball jobs during the summer. And I think he's excited because I don't know if he formally announced it, so I won't. But he's got himself a nice gig for the summer. So who knows if some wayward MLB players end up where he is.
Wow,
I think that would be a major coup for him.
Too. Remember in the NHL, during the 04-05 lockout, there were a bunch of players that either played in Europe or the in
KHL.
I remember Scott Gomez played with the Alaska Aces of the ECHL.
No, I remember that. I remember the lockout year very well because I was still living in, almost to Chadwick, and our local team, the Quad City Mallards, played in the UHL, commonly known as the U-Haul, and Chris Chelios, Darian Hatcher, and one other guy ended up playing for a expansion team that was in the suburbs of Detroit in Fraser, Michigan, and they were literally a team that was run on a shoestring budget, but the minute the Chelios and the NHLers came, all of a sudden their production value went up, their player value went up, the whole production around the team went up, and more advertising went out. Team folded after a year, but it was still interesting to see how the economics of minor league hockey are very interesting for as a test case and as someone who wants to study economics of minor league sports.
Yeah, I looked it up. Motor City Mechanics.
Yes.
Ryan Smolinski was on that team.
Yes, he was.
Ryan Smolinski.
He played in the NHL.
Also in those days of the UHL, we had the Danbury Trashers, the garbage can with a hockey stick. They were there.
Were they like owned by Garbage Men or something?
They were literally owned by James Galante or some of his money, and they ended up folding when one of the mob bosses got sent off to prison.
Right.
They were literally owned.
Avery too.
Is that the 17-year-old?
That's Sean Avery.
Yeah, they were literally owned by the Galante family or Allied Waste, which is the mob-run garbage company, which is now a part of Republic. So Republic is now the mob-run.
Dude, Republic used to pick up my trash. They were the worst fucking company. Now I pay this guy that just fucking.
Yeah, but you look at them guys who drive for Republic, and you're just like, yeah, you could see them knifing somebody in a back alley.
Dude, the Republic. Yeah, these guys are like, I hated dealing with them, and like I would pay. They would never send me a bill, and then they would cancel. Like I was like, dude, you got to send me a bill. Like I'll pay. Like I don't fucking care.
Yeah, but not fucking extortion at your front door. That's way too much.
Yeah.
And by the way, for the Quad City Mallards, when I watched him in the U-Haul, we had Steve McIntyre before Edmonton got him. And I got to tell you, it was a lot of fun watching him fight.
Steve McIntyre, former Wilkes-Barre Scranton.
Dude, fight.
He was with the Mallards before the Penguins.
Mm-hmm.
This would have been way back in 2004, 5, 6, somewhere
yeah.
there.
McIntyre was like 09, 10.
Did we read Mr. Yes?
Yeah, we did.
I think we've had a couple more since I came on.
That was,
read the
not the new one. So
okay. Mr. Yes says, how long until we draft hockey players from the UK, France, Australia, Japan, and Argentina, as well as other countries outside of Europe and North America?
Yeah, I mean, development programs. Do they have development programs? That's going to be key. Look how long it's taken fucking Switzerland to move up. Like it's taken decades. Slovakia is kind of still there, but like Czechoslovakia used to be a power. Now, since they've splintered, they're not as strong as they used to be. Like, I mean,
China
and Japan, they've been trying to push, but the problem is, like, if you don't have the infrastructure, you don't have the talent, and you don't have the players, you're going to have trouble, like, developing players because, I mean, you need the local heroes to inspire them to play hockey.
Pasternak is Czech. He's a beast.
Yeah, Pasternak Czech.
Yeah.
But I'm talking, like, Czechoslovakia as a whole.
Yeah, I don't know any Slovakian players. I know there's some Latvians.
Latvia's become stronger.
Shatan was a Slovak, wasn't he?
Satan?
Yeah, yes. Shatan was Slovakian. Mm-hmm.
Isn't he now part of their national hockey program, like their president or something?
Something like that.
I thought Peter Stastny was still the president, but I'm not sure.
It could be Stastny, but I mean, really,
Stastny was a beast too.
Oh yeah.
Old Schwarm
in hockey.
What's your opinion on Laine's hot streak? He's been well. The Winnipeg Jets are like an enigma, man. Like they just.
He's not on the Jets. He's on the Jackets. Remember?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Trade.
I forgot that they traded him to the Jackets.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Columbus is a team that doesn't know what direction it wants to go into.
Columbus is they have to keep restarting. That's the problem because, well, look at what happened to them this past offseason. They had to trade Seth Jones for, albeit for a haul. They traded away Cam Atkinson. They brought in
Chicago. Chicago fucked the puck with the whole Seth Jones thing.
It's because
I don't know that he'll ever reach the value of that contract.
Like 9.5. I mean, he's better this year, but he's more like 7.5, 8 million, not 9.5.
Yeah, but for 9.5, you better be in contention for the
assets. And Boakfist is already like roughly his equal. He has 10 goals this year.
Yeah, I mean, there's just no.
Those picks became Cole Sillinger and Jake Bean. So, and I think they have their first next year too.
Gosh, I forgot Voracek was a Blue Jacket.
Yeah, he was a Blue Jacket, then he went back.
If you're a Blackhawk fan, you just want to turn the other way and pretend that this season doesn't exist.
And also, don't make trades with Columbus because you usually get fleeced.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, usually.
Also, for everyone who keeps asking about Yu Yang, both her and Montana are very, very sleepy today because today was their yearly vaccination checkup.
Okay.
So they went to the vet this morning and have been very, very nappy around the house ever since, and very cuddly, as you can tell.
Yes, very cuddly. All right, Kurzov. Wonder if they'll broadcast more minor league baseball games if this keeps up, a la the NCAA D3 CFL broadcast during the 1982 NFL strike.
That or
Possible.
they'll broadcast Japanese or Korean games.
I mean, people are already watching college baseball, and if something happens like 2004 in the NHL where they miss us, the NHL is still paying for that.
Yeah, the NHL got buried, and same with
Still
the
paying for that.
It'd be a good time for the NHL to regain popularity, but it's been a bad year for hockey. Like, a lot of stuff has happened. You know, the Blackhawks situation.
Yeah.
Declining attendance, TV ratings are down across the board.
It's not even that. It's just that there are a lot of sports people who can't get onto the idea of hockey, and they never have been. Like, look at it. Look at the talking head idiots like Max Kellerman. I mean, shit, dude came up covering boxing and tells the world that he hates hockey. I'm like, fuck off, dude.
Well, and also ESPN's like,
let's talk about boxing.
ESPN's
because of celebrity matches.
Yeah, ESPN's main guy is John Buccigross now for hockey, and I'm just like, okay, he's a good personality, but I'm not sure how much hockey he knows. Like,
it's him and Steve Levy. Like, Levy did cast back in, but
Bucci covered the NHL for ESPN for a long time, even during the dark period.
Okay, well then he just sounds like, I don't know. I'm not familiar with his hockey knowledge.
All right, Miro Shatan is currently the president and GM of the Slovak Ice Hockey Federation. So there you go.
James Amadei, lacrosse is the new national sport, and Shea Patterson to the Colts if Jimmy G doesn't work out. Okay.
Shea Patterson to the Colts.
Yeah. And then Momentum fan, funny you mentioned Steve McIntyre. He now farms and plays for the local senior men's hockey team. Wow.
Yeah, I think he ended up back in Canada, didn't he?
Oh, in Canada.
And Columbus just scored again. Brendan Gaunce.
Who's playing Columbus?
Brendan Gaunce been back in the league. I thought he played in Europe.
Are the Blue Jackets playing the Pens?
No, they're playing the Leafs.
Oh, funny.
And they got a third goalie right now in JF Berube, who I also thought was in Europe.
I thought JF Berube was straight up retired.
Yeah, I remember he was with the Isles for a hot minute.
Is that Kurt Berube's son?
That was back in the 2000s, man.
Different guy.
Oh, it's brother?
Like, JF Berube's got to be at 40 or above.
Yeah, JF Berube's like 30. I'm looking it up right now.
Feels like he's been out there for a while. Yeah,
he played for the Isles, and then he played for Chicago for a hot minute. And then
Rangers play the Penguins on Saturday. 3:00. We'll have to be texting. I'll talk shit to you, Tree.
It's
gonna be a big test for both teams.
I won't be able to see it if it's like an afternoon game. I mean, is it a night game?
3:00.
Oh, that's why. I might be out of the house then. I have some stuff to take care of.
Yeah, you got some shit to take care of. Moving. Yeah. You got to clean your keyboard.
No, I have to take it to the I have to go to the carpet beater, and they have to take out all the dust.
The carpet beater.
And the carpet beater in the building that always plays accordion music.
Mm-hmm.
All right, are we gonna wrap this up?
Yeah. Put the bullet in this team's head. So, Five, what are you up to this week besides
I am working on a video. I can't decide whether I want to do 50s NFL that wouldn't fly today or shameful NFL records. I'll probably do shameful NFL records.
That's more evergreen, I feel like.
Yeah.
Everybody loves that fascinating crap.
So, what are you working on?
Well, Philadelphia Flyers vid. So, I mean, I'm getting the editing done right now, did the vocals, prepping a few more things. So, hoping to have that out maybe Thursday or Friday.
Okay.
Hopefully it doesn't suck. Knock on wood.
Just play Chelsea Dagger on repeat. That'll get the Flyers.
Don't worry. That's how I'm going to end the vid, is just like the final goal of the Blackhawks Flyers series.
Yeah, Kane sneaking it underneath of late and nobody knowing where it is.
Celebrate in front of the home crowd. That's how you end it, baby. That's how you end it.
They were going nuts, dude, and like they didn't even know what happened. And it was
so it's that memory is completely tainted because of sexual assaults.
Yeah. The thing is like that game, like there were shots that should have gone in, and the worst, most innocuous looking shot ends up clinching the.
I mean, that's
Stanley
just how it
Cup.
works sometimes. I mean, look at 2008 when the puck squirted in off of Fleury's ass.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, really.
that's just how it is. That's hockey, man.
Yeah.
There's sometimes there's a wide open net and somebody clanks it off the fucking crossbar, and you're just like,
Or
that
shoots
is-
it high and into the catch net.
yep, and you're just like, how did you miss that? But they're not trying to miss. He had a shot and he blew it. All right. Well, we can wrap up early. The off season, closer to the draft, Uche will come back.
Yep.
We'll
and
probably
then
be back with his
team
show, but
talk
we're
shit.
just chilling off season. We'll probably talk about hockey or baseball next week and all that stuff. But thanks to
Hopefully
everyone
we got-
for joining. Thanks to
Also
the
got
mods.
March Madness coming. Don't forget.
Yeah, March Madness will come. We might have to get Cole Adams on here and fill out a bracket.
There you
Some
go.
fun stuff.
We'll all be
So,
wrong.
yeah, we'll all be so wrong.
Because, dude, I haven't paid attention
Hey,
to college basketball that much.
quick
I know
idea.
that Auburn's pretty good.
Quick idea for you guys. How about the dumpster fire bracket off, and we'll see
You
who
could
ends
bracket
up with
off.
the most. Don't they have fantasy brackets for March
We
Madness
could.
on
We
like
could do a
CBS.com?
bracket. Yeah,
Yeah.
fill out a bracket.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
we can
just
do that.
the dumpster fire. Those of us in the peanut gallery and anybody.
Yeah, we
who
do
on
like
here
that.
wants
That's like a
access.
public group we can do.
Yeah.
Either that or
We'll just call it the dumpster fire fantasy.
Maybe we
bracket.
bring my wife on and she yells at me for fat shaming Tree. She's just like, stop.
Like, I don't give a
Yeah.
shit. I'm a lord ass. I get it. Whatever.
Stop making fun of
Tree.
I mean,
I'm-
dude, I bald shame you all the time. So what?
If I end up sleeping on the couch because I bullied you, I'll fucking never forgive you. You're sleeping on the couch tonight. You keep making fun of that fat Yinzer. And I'm just like, what? What? All right, everybody. Love y'all. See you next week. I'm 5 Points Vids, and that's Yu Yang.